We're back with another one. Today we're reacting to Characters with the Worst PR by Ola Masama. I think Olo, or I don't know how you pronounce the name. But yeah, let's get into the video, yeah? And I know Vegeta's gonna be in this because Vegeta's the most slandered character in probably anime. It's deserved. He's a bitch. Just gonna leave it at that.
So in my last video, we discussed a few characters who have some of the worst PR in fiction, and we saw that there were two particular characters that really separated themselves from the crowd, acting as the pinnacle of bad PR. Those two characters were Megami and Deku. Those two had so much dirt to uncover that they took up a majority of the video's length. I couldn't even get into the numerous other characters with bad.
Yeah, Deku gets a lot of bad PR. Tons of bad PR. People hate the way that he's like, why are you crying? You're supposed to be a hero. It's like, yeah, but he's also a child. And yeah, the other guy I don't really care.
So in today's video, we're going to be filling in the gaps the last video may have created and talk about more characters with terrible PR. The first character I want to talk about is the Prince of All Saiyans, Vegeta. Vegeta is one of the most interesting characters to talk about in Dragon Ball. The series either
fuck Vegeta.
makes him look like an untouchable god or makes him look like a bum. There's not much of an in-between. As I said in the previous video, PR is shaped by how the series portrays you and how the fans perceive you, and the Dragon Ball series has been notorious for making Vegeta look bad. I'm not gonna mention the obvious stuff like Vegeta getting beat up by Perfect Cell. No, that's too easy. Let's talk about how the anime, which is the primary way people consume the series, has added filler that makes Vegeta look way worse than he did in the manga. For example, look at the Kid Buu fight, and let me warn you, we're gonna need our thinking caps for this one. Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta was getting destroyed by Kid Buu, and this makes perfect sense. Now, we know that Goku and Vegeta in Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 were somewhat close to each other in strength throughout the Buu saga. Although he may have been stronger already, Super Saiyan 3 is what pushes Goku over the top when it comes to comparing his strength to Vegeta. So in theory, Goku should be getting destroyed when he fights Kid Buu in Super Saiyan 2,
True.
But he doesn't. He's actually hanging with Kid Buu for that part of the fight. This entire Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Kid Buu fight is anime only content. It never happened in the manga. In the manga, Goku goes straight to Super Saiyan 3 to fight Buu because, duh, he's too weak in Super Saiyan 2. As a result, Vegeta just looks like a punk compared to Goku, when in reality, they should both be getting destroyed in this position. It low-key feels like the series goes out of its way to make Vegeta look bad. It's like the series remembers that Goku is the real main character, so they exaggerate what he's able to do compared to Vegeta. This is something
that's true.
Let's bring it back to the Goku Black arc, when Vegeta and Trunks do their father-son Gallic gun and do 0 damage to Zamasu. Okay, fine, whatever. 2 seconds later, Goku does the same thing that Vegeta and Trunks did by himself. Or like that one time Goku took Vegeta's dub in Resurrection F, which has to be one of the stupidest moments in Super. Does this happening actually mean anything to the plot? Just let Vegeta get the dub, dang. Vegeta's status throughout Dragon Ball Super is a literary phenomenon, where he is both the second strongest and Goku's equal at the same time.
Yeah.
The Dragon Ball Super position. Dragon Ball Super effectively has Goku and Vegeta as like dual main characters and equals, but then 2 seconds later, they have to remind you that Goku's still stronger. Don't worry, guys. Fans also make Vegeta look bad due to slander posts, and I have a strong feeling a lot of the slander is due to part of the fandom either not watching the series or not understanding anything from it. If you consume Dragon Ball through social media, you'd believe Vegeta is some loser that Goku has always beat up, but ironically enough, you can't name a time where Goku straight up beats Vegeta in a 1v1. Dragon Ball fans are also the ones who started memeing Vegeta because he's never defeated a main arc villain, which probably should have happened by now, but that's neither here nor there. And I'm gonna keep it a buck, Vegeta's just not gonna be able to live that one down until it happens. Despite all the bad moments, as I said before, Vegeta does have a lot of the highest highs in the series. There's Majin Vegeta's final explosion, the "You Are Number One" scene, his first time going Super Saiyan, etc. Vegeta's character arc at the end of the Buu saga is really good when you look at it. The warrior prince who once saw Goku as a roadblock to recovering his pride now accepts that Goku has surpassed him and will use him to push himself to become stronger in the future. And even though some slander Vegeta for getting beat up, the love he does get from his fans is much louder. Vegeta fans love his character to no end, so they'll always talk about his good moments. This happens because PR teams, aka the fans, often have to do immense amounts of glazing to cancel out the slander their favorite character may receive. It also does help that Vegeta can be very relatable in certain aspects of his character. A lot of people are prideful or have pride in certain things and love Vegeta's growth journey throughout the series. People like that he had to get it out the mud sometimes and really work his butt off to achieve new levels. That's why I can't say that Vegeta's PR is completely terrible. Sure, he has bad moments throughout the series and has a reputation of getting thrown around, but Vegeta's PR team does a pretty good job of glazing him and the great moments he has throughout the series, so ultimately the slander that he does receive is cancelled out. Okay, this next character means something to me because he's my favorite character from Jujutsu Kaisen. It's Yuta Okkotsu. I'm obviously biased when I say this, but regardless, I think it's valid to say that the wave of Yuta slander at the beginning of this year was so forced. His
No, I don't know who this character is. I don't know.
PR started getting worse overnight and the series was already over. In order for slander to not be forced, there has to be an actual reason to tarnish a character. People slander Sanji, one of the wings of the Pirate King, for not being on the rooftop in Wano. People discredit Mihawk, the world's strongest swordsman, because he hasn't really done anything in the series for real. Anytime people talk about Megami, it's always starting with the word if. Y'all get the point. Moreover, there have been waves of Yuta slander that made sense. Skip here to avoid minor spoilers from the JJK manga.
Man, oh, it's JJK. Pfft. I hate JJK just because I hate Gojo with all my heart.
Sukuna battle, people started to notice that Mr. Okkotsu was not okay. Every week, another drop of sweat was on Yuta's face. If Gojo took damage, Yuta's face would be drenched. And everyone was clowning Yuta because he knew he was up next to fight Sukuna and he didn't want the smoke. Another time was when Yuta snuck Kenjaku, and for weeks you saw Yuta camper memes. Around that same time, people were making memes about Yuta chilling in Africa while everyone in Shibuya was dying. Notice how all of these memes are actually based on something that happened in the series?
I mean, yeah, but you know what? At the same time, understandable. You think I'm gonna fight him? This is understandable. You think I'm gonna fight him? I'm out of there. Good luck, y'all. You're taking this guy down. I ain't doing shit.
Even the people who had baseless Yuta downfall stocks at least had long-term investments. I was seeing these people hating on Yuta
is either it's either you clap him or get clapped, and I'm not the one that's gonna get clapped by Sukuna.
Of the year had zero logic behind it. All I saw was Yuta is a bum. Yuta is a fraud. Yes, I'm going to start slander scaling now, because we can do better than this. I was seeing quality memes before, but now it's just getting lazy. It low-key feels like some of y'all are just hopping on a trend because it's popular. Oh my gosh, I think I'm actually allowed to use the word. A lot of y'all are just a bunch of LARPers. Y'all Yuta haters really gotta get more creative, especially after that Sendai Colony battle gets animated, because you're going to be hearing a lot of Yuta glaze after that fight. And apparently some people actually believe that Yuji was stronger than Yuta during JJ. You know, actually, never mind. I'm not gonna get pressed over something like that. There are bigger fish to fry. Remember like 2 seconds ago when I said that the new Yuta slander wasn't based on anything? I lied. Some of the slander memes I was seeing was based on Yuta being quote-unquote carried by Rika. And how many times must I say this? A character using their abilities is not a good reason to slander them. People think they have gotcha moments when they ask things like, oh, what's Yuta without Rika? There seems to be this pattern in anime discourse where using your own ability is seen as a bad thing. I've seen so many people talk about Gojo say that he's nothing without infinity, which is a crazy statement. Most of the time we see Gojo's infinity get nullified, he shows that he has better physical stats than most of the cast. Sure, he's not stepping up with some of the monsters in other anime verses, but the operating word there is other. Those are other anime verses you're comparing him to. It really does feel like some people believe that Yuta is just Miwa without Rika. Do y'all just not know how Yuta's abilities work? Okay, saying that aloud made me realize that some of y'all probably don't know how they work. To put it short and sweet, Yuta's weird PR is just a result of JJK fans not understanding it or hopping on a bandwagon. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far and you're new, you might as well subscribe. The next character I want to talk about is Green Lantern, and I'm not talking about Jon Stewart or Kyle Rayner. Their PR,
yeah, their PR is pretty good. Like Kyle Rayner's PR is meh. Yeah, Jon PR is great. I love Jon. It's gonna be the movie Green Lantern, right?
It's pretty good. Jon Stewart is the Green Lantern a lot of people grew up with in their childhood, and many enjoy Kyle Rayner because of his creative constructs and all that White Lantern jazz. And I'm not gonna mention Guy Gardner. Nobody likes Guy Gardner. The Green Lantern I'm talking about is the OG. Okay, let's try that again. The Green Lantern I'm talking about is the most iconic one, Hal Jordan. One of the reasons as to why Hal Jordan has bad PR is admittedly pretty funny. To the general audience, Hal Jordan gets slandered because of his performance in one singular animated movie. Out of the decades Hal Jordan has been around for, it only takes one scene from one animated movie to shape his PR in the modern age. His showing in Justice League War is just riddled with bad moments. He spent a good bit of the movie violating parademons, which was cool, but he couldn't really do much against Superman because, you know, it's Superman, and Batman casually snatching Green Lantern's ring off his hand didn't make him look good either. But these moments are pretty insignificant compared to his most infamous scene. Once Darkseid pulls up to Earth, Green Lantern
he gets jumped
fast. The League faced Darkseid,
he gets jumped. I remember. I went on a whole arc of watching every single Justice League movie and show all the way up to Apocalypse. And this is so dirty.
And I think we all know how this one plays out.
They didn't have to jump him. Like, dude was already knocked out from that one punch. They're just adding extra salt to it.
This whole sequence is so surreal to me because all the heroes with superhuman reactions kind of just watch this happen to him. But this moment isn't even that long.
Flash could have gone in and stopped the guys from jumping him, but they literally just stood aside and watched him get his ass beat for no reason. Like, Flash literally could have taken care of the two creatures there.
It's like 10 seconds of him getting beat up and then the Flash saves him. However, people who lack exposure to Hal Jordan Green Lantern often refer to this moment and base their image of him on this clip. It's really funny to me that this scene has caused Hal Jordan to be memed and seen as weak because Green Lantern is definitely one of the strongest Justice League members. Well, depending on how the writers feel. Green Lantern's powers sometimes face the same problems that super speed does in writing. If I'm keeping it completely honest, Hal Jordan's Green Lantern has been done pretty grimy in a lot of recent media. That 2011 film was pretty bad. He ended up turning into a Yellow Lantern during Injustice, and we already covered how he looked like in the DC animated universe. Looking past the more general audience, some of the more dedicated DC fans also slander Hal Jordan, and it's largely due to some of his actions in past comics. I'm not gonna be too specific, but Hal Jordan has done and said some things that would rightfully garner a lot of crazy looks. But if I'm being fair, a lot of comic book characters have had very questionable storylines from back in the day, so we can pull this card on anyone. Hal Jordan's PR is very salvageable. Some
the comics, the heroes are not heroes in
give Hal a good turnaround. I don't know how well it's gonna go now considering we've seen the Lanterns trailer, but we can always have hope. For now though, there will always be people who think that he's a weirdo or continue to slander him because of that one scene in one.
I like Green Lantern, no matter the Lantern. Gonna be honest, I like Hal Jordan. I like John. And I like Garner. I don't really care. I like Green Lantern
movie, and it's not necessarily their fault for thinking that. They're just going off what they've been fed. Okay, these next two characters are characters I've talked about a lot in the past, and they come from the same series. One, if you've been around on this channel before, you may already know which two characters they are, and they're Sanji and Mihawk. I feel like we know the story with these two already, but let's start with Mihawk first. To keep it concise, all of Mihawk's PR essentially lies in this image and the amount of credibility you believe it has. This leads to Mihawk being a polarizing character amongst subsections in the One Piece community. You can't opt to be a normal.
To be fair, the reason why he didn't show up very often is one, he does other stuff. Two, he's not a main character. Three, Sanji was to or not Sanji, Mihawk was to what's his name? I only watched a few of the series, but from what I saw from the scenes what I've watched from the episodes, him and Zoro, he literally told Zoro, come back when you've grown stronger. So obviously he didn't do very much because Zoro never thought he was strong enough to face Mihawk.
One Piece consumer, take the statement at face value and keep on going with your life normally. Or you can be insane and start diving into the world of One Piece agendas. Mihawk fans and Glazers like myself believe in this title wholeheartedly. No matter what happens in the series, we sleep comfortably knowing Mihawk is the strongest swordsman. It's admittedly hard to glaze Mihawk in the traditional sense though. Since he doesn't show up too often in the series, he hasn't really done anything too concrete. But regardless, a title is a title. All we have to do in arguments is bring up the fact that X character uses a sword, ergo making them a swordsman, ergo making Mihawk stronger. However, unfortunately, the Mihawk slander agenda has seemed to be more vocal than the Mihawk praise, which is why I believe Mihawk has bad PR. There's the black paint memes, which stem from Mihawk having a black blade. A black blade is generally stronger than a normal sword, and the origins of making one is still unknown. Since we don't know how it's made, some madman decided to say that Mihawk painted his blade to make it black. Now Mihawk constantly needs to buy black paint to maintain his image of the strongest swordsman, and I will say, this panel of Luffy painting his bat with black paint did not help the cause at all. Fraud allegations are also linked with Mihawk's name a lot. Something something Marineford, something something Vista and Jozu, Mihawk's a fraud, something like that. The varying views of Mihawk from One Piece fans has caused an interesting dynamic within the series.
That's kind of a far stretch to say, though, because we don't know if he paints it or not. So just having a theory and then people just writing that theory is kind of crazy.
Anytime Mihawk or a new swordsman shows up on screen, people's brains just turn off. If Mihawk pops up and isn't fighting someone, people want to call him a fraud. Yeah, like that one time he didn't want to fight 3 Yonko crews. Yeah, my bad, he's a fraud. But at the end of the day, that fraud stuff is pretty normal in 2026 media discourse. The craziest Mihawk PR moves occur when another swordsman is introduced in the story. When this happens, Mihawk's PR team starts to work overtime. As a result of their hard work, we have a truly beautiful meme. The Mihawk upscale. It's very similar to the Deku Street Tier bully meme. Both use the same panel and both are commented under posts that show a character holding a sword or on a street. However, unlike the Street Tier bully meme, the origin of the Mihawk upscale is not meant to slander. It more so exaggerates the world's strongest swordsman title. This image allows Mihawk to build some type of good PR in a community that loves to call him a fraud in a series that he doesn't appear in much. We can even extend the Mihawk upscale to other series, as when another character is holding a sword, they become a swordsman. That means they are weaker than the world's strongest swordsman. Don't let me catch Goku holding a sword. Okay, I personally don't think this portion needs to be too long. We all know Sanji's PR is kinda fried, even I can admit that. I think his whole pervert gag has gone too far for his PR to be normal. Pre-time skips.
Yeah, but to be honest, this was... So if you think Sanji's... Everyone's like, oh my god, Sanji's too much of a pervert. That's literally his character. Literally, you knew this was gonna go off the rails. You knew that Sanji was gonna be this way. And if you say you didn't know, and you're expecting him to actually grow out of it, come on. It is his most unique quality from the other crew. Otherwise, he would just been a normal side character. Like... And I say that as a Sanji fan. Because I like Sanji. I laugh when Sanji's when he gets to his personality. Because it's funny. But people will take it too serious.
Sanji was bad, don't get me wrong, but his gag wasn't the worst thing ever. Post-time skip, on the other hand, the gag goes a bit too far. Saying Oda leaned into the simp gag a little bit post-time skip would be an understatement. The joke can just get annoying at times. An arc like Fishman Island is the peak of how bad it gets. Sanji's nosebleeds making him a liability at times is just excessive. It feels like over time, the gag went from being rooted in the chivalrous nature of Sanji to being straight up degenerate at times. I really don't think I need to explain it that much. The majority of the general audience shares a similar sentiment. Sanji...
Yeah, but that's literally his that's his whole personality. If he doesn't have that personality, he's a nobody. If he doesn't have that specific personality, he's not Sanji anymore. He's just some random dude that cooks for Luffy. Like, that has a power. That's it. His whole unique personality relies in that. And y'all knew this was going to happen. And if y'all say you didn't think it was going to get this bad, you're lying.
Does have some memeable moments throughout the series, but when you look into them further, they're not really that bad. A lot of Sanji's bad PR also occurs because some people, Zoro fans, don't want to accept that Sanji is actually close in strength to Zoro. This causes a lot of anti-Sanji agendas, with people downplaying him and what he does in the series. And to me, it doesn't really make sense why people downplay him so much. Those two are the wings of the Pirate King. They have to be close in strength to each other. And that's not even me pushing an agenda. It's just comprehending the plot. Toei also sometimes gives Sanji the short end of the stick when it comes to adapting certain scenes from the manga. I'm not even talking about the level of animation Sanji may get in the episodes, because that's not my expertise, but I can say for sure that making Sanji look worse in fights that he performed better in the manga is some type of propaganda. Or shoot, taking away his good moments to allocate animation to other characters, Zoro might be up there with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta when it comes to eating up the budget. I feel like Sanji's PR can't really be salvaged too much. If you've caught up with One Piece, you've seen Sanji enough to make your own judgments of his character. Unless Oda does some crazy stuff in the final saga, I doubt opinions on Sanji will change very much. This portion was gonna be Kashimo Kaizen, but I decided, nah, let me spin back on Megami and make another segment laughing at him. So in JJK Modulo, it was revealed that Megami was dead, and of course people, everyone say it with me, slandered him for it. The funny part is that Megami is barely mentioned directly in Modulo, and the one time he's mentioned, it's to mention his death. To rub salt in the wound, they kept a lot of his friends like Nobara, Yuji, and even Todo alive. I guess Megami just didn't get the memo, I don't know. The worst part is that when they mentioned his death, the statement started with the word if. At least Megami apparently became a big name in the Jujutsu world, and the anime made his fight with Reggie look pretty good. We just won't mention the fact that this is his actual last fight in the series. Anyways, here's a funny meme of Megami slander. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks to those who made it this far into the video. I wanted to talk about Kashimo, but I didn't really want to make the video super duper long, so we'll just do him another time. With that being said, have a great day.
Hey, subscribe to this man. I'm actually going to subscribe myself. Yeah, I a lot of the slander for a lot of characters are kind of like, come on, bruh. Like, especially the Sanji slander it's ridiculous. Like, we all know this was going to happen. But anyways, like, subscribe if you guys got any more videos you guys want me to react to, let me know. CJ video coming soon, because the new video came out that I've been wanting to react to for a while now. You know, finally came out. So, look out for that. And, yeah, I'll see you guys.